it's Tracy Matthews of Flourish and Thrive Academy, and I'm here today with Mariel Hart of Accounting for Jewelers to talk about easy accounting tips for jewelry designers and makers. Thank you so much for being here today, Mariel. Yay!
Thanks for having me.
So before we get started, I want to do a really quick introduction of you, Mariel, if that's cool with you.
Yep.
All right, so Mariel Hart's entire life has been focused on creating jewelry and bookkeeping for jewelers. Maybe it's because both of her parents are jewelers and her grandmother was an accountant, which is pretty cool. Jewelry and accounting are definitely her passions. She's worked extensively for independent jewelers and as an accountant in the corporate world. She shares simple, easy to follow tasks for jewelers to be comfortable with managing their numbers in their business, and you can find her at accountingforjewelers.com. So once again, thanks for being here, Mariel.
Thank you. It's awesome to be here. Thank you.
So I wanted to ask you some questions because the accounting side and the bookkeeping side of a jewelry business are sometimes things that jewelry designers kind of want to shy away from. In fact, we were having a conversation in some of our private groups about some of the accounting programs and a lot of fears and struggles that people are having around that. So we kind of want to get that cleared up. So I wanted to ask you a few questions. And the first one is why do jewelry designers need to keep great and accurate financial records, in your opinion?
Well, there's two big reasons to keep accurate records. First is if you're conducting a business and not a hobby, then your main concern should be that you are making money. Right. And to know this, you need to know how your cash is flowing, and that way you can make adjustments as needed. And if you don't know how your cash is flowing, and you're setting yourself up for huge problems down the road. And secondly, you have to file taxes. So when you maintain accurate records, then this task goes from arduous and annoying to something really simple and easy.
Well, that's awesome to hear because, especially about the cash flow part, because we're always talking about cash flow and being able to run your business on cash flow. So I love it that you said that.
Awesome.
So now getting to the accounting programs, what are some of your favorite accounting programs for jewelry designers?
Well, sadly, I don't have a favorite one, but there are two really good ones, and they're the best options that are out there. And one is QuickBooks, and the other one is Xero. And QuickBooks is more robust, and there are only minor limitations to what you can do. You or your accountant has a lot of control, and you can make manual entries and adjustments where errors have been made. You have control over pricing, paying bills, receiving money, inventory management. And Xero is the direction of where accounting is going. It's about 2 years ahead of QuickBooks Online in regards to cloud-based accounting. And so for online entrepreneurs that want to be everywhere and access their information at any time, it's really important. The main difference between QuickBooks and Xero is that where QuickBooks focuses on bills and sales, the main hub of Xero is your bank account. So because everything eventually goes through your bank account. So that's where they focus all of their attention.
Oh,
but
cool.
Both systems integrate with inventory management, which for us jewelers is really important.
Yes.
And some of those are like Unleashed or Deer accounting or Crafty Base.
Oh, for inventory control.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good to know because people are always asking us about that.
Yeah.
We've recommended like Stitch Labs for people who have like actual physical goods. So this is a little bit off topic, but just because you piqued my interest, do those programs have inventory management for like, is it just made goods or can you track parts too?
You can track parts. You can track the manufacturing process and little parts as well. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Can you repeat those again for us?
There's Unleashed, Deer, and Crafty Base.
Okay, awesome. I'll make sure that I post those below as well. So what would you say to jewelry designers who are overwhelmed by keeping detailed records and want a simple system as opposed to something more lush?
Well, for starters, I know that a lot of jewelers are scared of math, and it isn't about math. It's all about organization. So
yes.
The simplest way is to figure out what you're comfortable managing and what is your minimum responsibility to pay your taxes and know your budget. So decide what your business goals are and what you need to know to do that, and then what is worth your time. So if you're completely overwhelmed, just learn how to understand two reports, your statement of cash flow and your profit and loss statement. And that way you can hire an accountant to do all the dirty work for you, and you don't have to think about it. You can step back and look at those reports, and you know what's right and what's wrong. And also just signing into your bank account and looking through the transactions, that's just a really important aspect of managing not only business, but your personal life even.
Yeah, we should all be clued into what's going on in our bank accounts, right?
Yeah. But Xero offers a really good tool to sync up your accounts and then work with one of their approved Xero accountants. So that, I mean, it's just another easy step to do stuff.
Very cool.
But it's just vital that you understand how it all works and where you stand.
Okay, so quick question about Xero. Can you do invoicing and stuff through Xero as well, or is it just that you sort of categorize everything that's on your bank account?
I think they have an app for invoicing. I haven't used that aspect of it. They have a whole department of apps that you can add on to Xero. But a lot of it is that it syncs with like Shopify and PayPal and all these things that do automatic invoicing for you. So
awesome.
So it depends on how your business is structured, and if you're using Word to make an invoice right now, like you don't need to be doing that. There's other ways.
No, yeah. I mean, I usually like to give like some sort of professional invoice, and I feel like they're more professional looking when you send them from QuickBooks. So I'm always curious about that because I don't want to send my clients like have the PayPal invoice be the final invoice. You don't want that because it doesn't have a picture of the piece and stuff like that, which I think is really important. Right. So, wow, great information. So a lot of jewelry designers are really overwhelmed with the bookkeeping and accounting. So do you have maybe like 3 to 5 tips that jewelry designers can use on a daily basis to keep the process a lot less overwhelming?
Yeah. Well, I mean, accounting is really complicated, but you can make it work for you. And using like the automatic sync features are really important, and that will make your data entry from long ago is not relevant now. But you can set aside like 15 minutes each day and do things like check your bank balance and recent transactions, invoice clients that are not on an automated system, collect payments or follow up with them, categorize the day's transactions with your chart of accounts, aka your assets and expenses, or what you took in and what you spent.
Right.
And then schedule bills if you need to, and file paperwork. But often you don't have to do all of those every day. But when you sit down and make an appointment for yourself and just go through those things, it keeps you up to date and it makes the whole process just super easy.
Right. And a lot of it's just really being organized and maybe even just focusing on one of those things each day of the week for 15 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And
awesome.
I know that you've all heard this before, but I can't not say it. So separate your personal and business expenses, because if you dedicate one bank account and one credit card to specifically business and do not use your personal credit card or debit card because you have it in hand, you use your business accounts, then it just made your life totally that much easier.
That's awesome. Yeah, and that great advice always. We like to separate personal and business. It's like one of the things that you must do. Even if you just have like separate, even if it's not an official business bank account, at least a separate account that you're running your business expenses through.
Yeah, and like with these systems that sync, all you have to do is set up your bank account and your credit card with them, and it syncs it, downloads, and all you have to do is go through and categorize it. I mean, when it's all your business, then it's all in one place and it keeps it easy. Right.
Awesome. Well, Mariel, is there anything else that you want to add that we didn't cover that you think is important to talk about?
Well, I did want to add one thing earlier about making it more simple. There is, like, for businesses that are just starting out, there's something called Wave accounting, which is also a cloud-based accounting system, and it's free, and it does the job. So it just depends on where your goals are. Like, if your goals are to get really big, you're going to have to change from Wave accounting at some point. It won't be able to manage you. Right. But, it just depends. So it's a good option for a free system. It does the job.
Awesome. Well, Mariel, where can everyone find you?
On accountingforjewelers.com.
And you're also, Mariel's also a jewelry designer, so you should check out her jewelry on your website, the Heart Department, right?
Theheartdepartment.com. Yeah.
Theheartdepartment.com. Thank you again for being here today and to clarify some questions that we all have about accounting for jewelry designers and makers. It was very helpful. And stay tuned because Mariel is also going to be a contributor for our Multiply Your Profits course, and we're really excited to have her. We'll have a link if you want to get in on some of the free trainings that we're offering before to kind of teach you a little bit more about this business side of the jewelry business. We're super excited, so you can click on that link below or go to flourishthriveacademy.com/jewelrybizblueprint. Thanks again, Mariel, for being here, and we'll talk to you all soon. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Bye.